to the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So it's the all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the all
That's true.
around town radio.
What's up, Shane?
The all around town radio.
All right, Ceris is attempting to make access. Her computer's giving her fits. We're talking via text here, so she'll be with us in a minute, I'm sure. We'll figure it out, you know.
It's the weekend review. Top 5 are coming for you. We're speaking with the fans. Sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're covering who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to raise some hell. With all around, you know I'm playing the tune.
Hi, Bob Klein. Hi, Gina McCann. Hi, Brandon Harvey. Yeah, I'm feeling all right, other than not being able to lift anything. That's how it goes. Hi, Kara.
It's the all around town radio
Show.
The all around town radio.
Let's just start it over. She's on her way, I hope. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'll be with you in just a second. What do you mean, no Jameson? Read this cup. Can you see that? This is probably Jameson.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show.
Hi, Rachel.
I flip on the
Thank you, Kara. Sup, Sean Cooper.
know where to go.
Jeff Morris in the house. Good to see you, my friend. It is a doubleheader today, man. We were live at noon. Now we're live at 5. I got nothing else to do but sit in this chair. So, you know, there we go.
For the community.
That's the way it works.
Great advice, I know
Jimmy
who
Kilroy.
I should go see. So all around town radio.
Show. All right, well, we're going to get started, and we'll see what happens with Miss Ceris there, who's having trouble accessing the feed today, apparently. I don't know. Hold on. I think maybe she's made it. There she is. How are you?
Good. I forgot to switch off my TV. Want me to go switch that off?
Huh? You're fine. I'm not hearing it. Well, yeah, I'm hearing it a little bit, but not.
Let me go switch it. It'll take me 2
All
seconds.
right. Where are we? Hey, we're waiting. We've been waiting. We've been talking a bit. Talking. She did make it finally. I'm glad you're with us, Ceris.
I'm glad I'm here.
So, yeah, it is Hot Topic Tuesday, brought to you by none other than the logo on her chest, the Bell and the Bear. There we go.
Stop, Daisy.
Daisy.
Oh, it's about to get loud just when I settled everyone down.
Somebody comes to the door.
Daisy, end it.
Yeah, that's what happens at my
End
place.
it.
They all come to the door at the right time or something. What's up, Sean Cooper? He says hi to Ceris too. Good to have you with us.
Hi.
Ceris,
I mean,
don't
there's all my
forget.
comments.
Don't forget, Ceris. At the end of the show, stay on the show. I have something I have to ask you off camera. But before we leave today about the event coming up this week and our show tomorrow, we're gonna have a great show tomorrow too, aren't we?
Yeah, everybody, make sure you tune in at 12 tomorrow because we have a pretty big announcement. So.
And if you can't watch at noon, you can watch it anytime after on the page.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll share it.
Just,
We'll share it.
Share.
What's up, Evelyn? Hi, Ditch.
Where were you last night? Missed
What's going
you.
on? Erica is in the house. The lovely Erica. Rachel says hi.
Oh, it was so nice to meet Brandon and his wife. They were so lovely.
How cool is that? They made the Half-Life show. That's cool.
They did. A lot of people made that happen. What a great show, too.
That's what I heard, man. I'm sorry I missed it. I had tickets to Memorial Hall long before that one was ever announced, but we were sorry to have to miss that one. And the crowd that was there was a great crowd that night, I see.
Lots of everybody they made a whole lot of new fans. Nobody knew what to expect, and they definitely outdid themselves, and that's awesome.
I was telling Jay Grant that Jay, one of the guitarists, I saw him on Sunday or Saturday, and I was telling him, man, the buzz on the interwebs over him was great. Mm-hmm. Everybody was just touting how good they were, and for people to book them, and that was nice of you to say that. Did you just spill that down the front of you? Oh,
I just sprinkled that water all over my face.
It's going to be that kind of day, isn't it?
Oh, it has already been that kind of day.
All right. Well, you're on water and I'm on pain meds. We're all in good shape today. All right. Who knows what may fly out of my mouth today?
So yes. Funny. Yeah, I wanted everybody. Well, you know what? It's hard enough for good new bands to get to book, to get an original booking. I mean, Shane hasn't in because I've already been obsessed with his voice for a long time,
and his hair.
So, and I think he would do really, really well at the Naughty Pine.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
He needs to get it there.
Yes. Yeah, no doubt about that one. For real.
Yeah.
Bob Klein wants to know if you have a drinking problem. She normally doesn't. Yes, the water. When she drinks water, it just flows right out of her mouth and says, "This is not alcohol." That's how it works. No. So let's go back last week, Ceris. We started this show last week, had a lot of response. We were talking about cover bands looking to gain popularity and following, in order to book better gigs and followings and all that stuff. And what's the most important aspects? We made it through musical ability and talent and some marketing and some genres, but we have a whole lot more to talk about today on that topic. And one of them was song selection. And we've started into it, and then we kind of ended the show because it was running late. Song selection for bands who want to aspire to gain a better following and gigs and book better. Song selection to me is very important because some things are just out of your wheelhouse and you shouldn't try them.
Man, haven't we said that about 10 million times? No, hold on. You should try at home, try during practice, and then be, self-aware and know that that's just not your wheelhouse.
Yeah, and if you do put it into a set list and it bombs, take it off.
But I think that's where we that's where things start to go south. Is I don't know that anybody is paying attention, or that maybe they're not aware of the signs of what it means of a song bombing.
Well, if everybody gets up and leaves the venue, you can pretty much bet on that being a bomb. But there are other subtle signs, I know.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I'm thinking to myself that if they're already lacking the awareness to know that that's not a song in their wheelhouse, perhaps they just lack all awareness as to the reaction of the room. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, musicians who are on here, chime in on this and tell us
I'm not talking
what you think, about song selection, because maybe I'm skewed on it, but I think it's so uber important to have good songs.
So important. I agree with you. Yeah.
And even songs you may not like to play, they're appealing to the masses. And I know people play songs sometimes that they're like, God, I'm so sick of this song, but it works. And if it works and gets people on the dance floor and keeps them there, then play the damn thing and get over your ego saying, I'm going to play this B-side off a 1952 track that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah.
Man, I'm on a roll today. I am.
I like it. You sound like me today.
I am. But I'm serious. I mean, there's so many people. If you're going to, we said it before, if we were going to a Crown Watch show, we know they're going to play some obscure stuff because that's what they play and that's what you expect to go see them. They're going to play stuff that's, and obscure is probably a bad term. It's just prog rock, man. It's just stuff that some people like, some people dislike, but if you like Crown Watch, you love them. And they're a different breed of a cover band than most cover bands, I think. And you're eating again. What are you eating in front of me when I'm hungry?
Oh, I always eat. I can't do anything without eating. It's watermelon.
Damn you.
Well, you're not allowed to eat?
You can eat anything you want. Okay? You can. Right here. Shane says, always have people around you that'll tell you the truth. Amen to that,
Yeah.
Shane DeMoss.
Which
Yes, I
goes
agree.
back to last week's topic of saying, should you practice? Yeah, you should. And you should have somebody there that can tell you the truth.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And there's a good one. Megan says, if people leave the dance floor or look bored, get rid of it. Yeah.
Which would be awesome. I just don't know. And I agree with that 1,000%. I'm not disagreeing with anything that Scott or you or anybody's saying. I think what it comes down to is a lack of care or a lack of self-awareness. Like, I just don't think some people are paying attention to that, and that's one of the biggest issues that I've had. Like, if nobody's on that dance floor and it's supposed to like put people on the dance floor, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with it, with the recipe. Fix the recipe.
Well, and I'm going to add to that. And I'm going to say, I saw over the week, I saw some great shows over the weekend, but I saw Deviate on Saturday for a couple hours in the afternoon at a festival. And they've added a song. It's called Raise Your Glass. And it's a newer song. I mean, newer to what they normally play. And it worked so well when they did it. And I was shocked when I heard them start to play it. And I was like, wow, is that going to be one of their, does that fit their wheelhouse? The crowd loved it. And I was like, it's good that they're adding new stuff and dropping some things that, may be a little tired or maybe, just not popular. It's like when I do music trivia, 80s night used to be the big night. 80s aren't as popular as they used to be. Those people are getting older. They don't go out as much. I hate to say that, but it's kind of the truth.
So Brandon Harvey's got a really, really, really good point. He mentions, yes, as Party Punch Band, we play those club bangers, but there have been some misses, but we play at least 2 to 3 shows to make sure it's not worth it to keep, because some regions might respond to it. So right there, people
know your crowd,
know your location. That's why one of the main questions I ask is, have you ever played in the Montgomery area? Not just because I want to know. Yes, obviously I want to know if you have a crowd in this area, but also what works in the Montgomery area does not always work in what happens. And I'm just saying in the Dayton area or vice versa. It's the same as beer, my beer ordering. I have all these beard reps that try to sell me a beer that flies off the shelf in OTR. It's just not the same place. It just doesn't work. It's trial and error. And I keep telling them, does not work here. It may work really well for OTR, but it doesn't work in Montgomery. And it's the same thing with music. There's some bands that transfer well because they're more universal. And then there's some bands that are, they just don't. And he makes a really, really great point there.
That is good, Brandon. Thank you for that comment. And yes, and I couldn't agree with you more, Karis. 100%. Hi, Vaughn. Yeah. Thanks for dropping by today. And there's a lot of good comments coming in here. Daniel had a good one there. Dewey says he loves seeing Crown Watts because they play stuff I've never heard of. And I use them as an example a lot because they're one of those different cover bands that they are not a band that is, as I would put in the rank them over here in the party band category. I wouldn't put them in that slot. But people that go see them love their music and they draw good crowds. So something's going right there. And what Megan said, I think, is important. If it clears the dance floor, and like Brandon said too, maybe you play it a few times, different places. See, maybe it was just that crowd that night. But if it's not, drop it off your set list, man.
Yeah.
Kill it. And there's plenty of music out there to play. I mean, my God, there's plenty of music to play. But let's see what else we've got. Shane said last minute rehearsal the night before your game. Yeah, and I was talking to Jay, Shane, about being there, and he said to me, and Karis is going to warm your heart, I guarantee it. Jay, the guitarist, he said, we love playing Dayton. We love the people there. But so often some of the venues we play have people that just want to sit and talk, and they're just having their little sidebars, and they're really not interested in the music. And those are venues sometimes that you can win over, but it takes a long time. But he said when we came to the Bell and the Bear, those people, he said, are into music. They love music.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes your venue so cool. I mean, it does. And it's good for a band's ego too, man. I mean, let's face it. They come in and they hit some bangers and the crowd's up on that dance floor right in their face. It's a good time. And I think that's part of it.
It is. I think it does make a difference. We're music lovers. That's why we get super excited for like new bands, you know, because, hey, I'm not going to lie. The people that come to my bar want a good band, whether they're in, you know, in the mood to dance, but they want good music. And I use it as a pretty good judge because it is music lovers, you know. Korean.
Bob always has great comments too. Bob Klein. Thank you for that, Bob. Says every single song is important.
Yeah, it is. And like Brandon said, Brandon also made a point. You're spot on, Bob. He said he plays songs that he doesn't necessarily like, but the crowd does. And that's what it's about. It's not about you. It's about the crowd, you know?
And I will say that too, Brandon. That's a great statement you made. And that's a humble statement because so often bands they don't play songs they don't like, or they're like, I'm not going to play that song. I hate that song. That's the mark of somebody who's got a little bit too big of an ego, in my opinion. Play the song if it works and people like it and they ask for it. Play the damn thing. Get over yourself.
Randy, I missed you. I heard you were at the Bell. Are you going to be there Sunday? Question mark. I hope you're feeling better.
What's going on Sunday?
Sunday. Women Who Rock for Women Who Rock. One of my dogs farted, and that is some stanky ass that's coming. Oh.
You gotta love those puppers.
Oh, I love
you do. And what's Ray got to say here? She's definitely noticed that the West Side likes classic rock more than the East Side. That's interesting. So it's by region. Yeah, that's kind of interesting to see. And, everybody likes a banger, man. They do. They like a song they can get up and party to. And if you've got the crowd in a fever pitch and they're partying, they're buying drinks, they're staying. They're not walking out the door. And there's so many variables. I mean, we're talking about song selection right now, and I think we've hit that.
Yeah.
But that segues into your overall look on stage, production, dress, signage, props, anything you use. I mean, you look at the Whammies, they've got all these props and things they use, and it works for what they do. It's cool for what they do.
Well, it's definitely cool for what they do. It definitely works for what they do. Yes.
And you go to Oktoberfest and I see the Clabberheads and they play all this popular music in a polka format and everybody's party. They've got hats, they've got signs they hold up, when it's time to drink. And that's all props. Naked Karate Girls, the masters of the props. And, so yeah, props are important, but I think how you look on stage is extremely important. Bob Klein will say no cargo shorts. I know he's going to say that, so I'll say it for him. But how much emphasis do you put on musicians into your stage appearance, your attire? I laughed at Steve Krakis over the weekend. He was burning up, but he's wearing this rock star look. He looks like a rock star, man. So, I mean, what he had on was beautifully done and it looked great. But he's up there in the 110-degree heat, sweltering with what he's wearing. So we were joking. I said, next time wear your cargo shorts or something. But, how do you guys pick what you wear on stage? Does the band, some bands have a theme they wear, especially in the country world. Sometimes you'll see a lot of these people dressed and the band wears the same shirt and blah, blah, blah. I used to be in a country band years ago. We went to Silver Spur in Waynesville and bought out everything they had. So we'd all have matching shirts and crap, but I don't think that's as prevalent as it was. But how do you decide how you look on stage? I think that's important, and that's the one that's in this list. What do you think, Ceris? How should they look?
Well,
you're not hung up, I know, on uniformity. I mean, you're not. If you look at your bar staff, they're not wearing polo shirts with the Bell and the Bear logo on them.
No.
I mean, Vanessa's one of the greatest characters behind a bar I've ever seen in what she wears and her attire, her look.
Yeah, I think self-expression is important. I've never been a big fan of the costume look, but it works for some bands.
Yeah.
It
It's a shtick.
definitely works. It's a shtick, and
Yeah.
Green made a really good point. He said it makes them stand out, and it does. It does. And it works for Rockstar. You know,
Yeah,
I think it works great for Rockstar.
it does.
But I don't think they need it. But I think it works.
Right. And, you know, when you had Ladder there and Ladder killed it, they don't uniform up or do anything like that. But Jay, that played in that band, he plays bass in that band. He used to be in a band that everybody wore wigs and they looked that way. And he, you know, so it's a big change for him to get away from some of that. And Mike says, example A, wagon wheel. Thank you.
I will say that there's something to be said. Like I had a band, they only played my bar once for multiple reasons. And the guitar player
Hi, Bonnie.
wore sweatpants and like a really old t-shirt. And that bothered me. I don't know.
Like you were too lazy to even get off the couch and change your clothes.
I mean, at least try.
Can I just say I love what Toy has put together though with these other musicians wearing other musicians' shirts. We've mentioned it before, but that to me says class. If you can step on stage and play with your band and advertise basically for another band, that says class to me. You
Absolutely.
know, and I'm not talking about your Kiss t-shirt. I'm talking about a local band's t-shirt that you're wearing supporting them. That is just cool. And I give all the props in the world to Toy Hobbs for that one because he came up with that.
Toy Hobbs is doing a lot of good with our community.
He's a good dude.
He's the master, but he's in like a national touring, you know, show. And my God, those costumes are out of this world. Like
talking Dave Moody.
Yeah, in Hairball. I mean, that's the band, and then that's why I think it also works for Rockstar because that's what they're going for, you know.
Well, that's theatrical. It is. I mean, it's a production, and like I've seen Hairball several times, man, and there's nothing better. Those guys,
they're so much
fun.
Now
the band players, the guys that aren't playing the characters, are dressed like rock stars on stage. They're wearing, you know, the bell-bottom pants and the vests and playing and all that, but. When Dave Moody comes out as one of his characters, he is amazing.
He is amazing. My God, he plays he plays the character to a T. So it's not just a costume; it's like a whole character, you know.
Yeah, and standing out makes a difference. Kareem says that's perfect because people they'll talk shit about it and say it's a gimmick, but it gimmicks working for a lot of people. I just had this conversation with a guy who stage manages, and we were talking about the amount of tribute bands. There's going to be, you know, a Michael Bublé tribute from somebody. So people that are not even dead yet, people are doing tribute or tribute bands to, and you know, it's kind of your own taste, but it's working. So if it works, do it. You know, the guys that tour Arena Rock Show, one of my favorite group of guys, and they're out there playing the part and doing all those songs and dressing the part and putting on shows on stage with the guillotine and Alice Cooper and the head dropping and all that. That's fun. It's a production. Shane wears shoes and jeans while playing with the band. Well, yeah, when you're fronting that, and Shane, that's another thing. How about your look on stage? Because now you don't have a guitar to hide behind. Because Shane's so used to that.
I think jeans and a t-shirt is rock, in my opinion, is rock star enough. I think that's good. Just don't make your t-shirts like no political t-shirts or anything like that.
Pete gets so excited for dressing for a gig. I don't know whether to take that true or false, Pete, but I know you're barefoot a lot.
You play without a shirt on. That's our favorite costume of all.
He's a stud muffin. He is. Tim Butterfield. If you want to be a rock star, you have to look like one, plus act like one, and play like one. That's pretty simple. Thank you for that, Tim.
Pretty simple.
And if you want to be a superior lighting engineer, be Tim Butterfield.
Yeah, he's very good. Very good.
Fantastic.
And he listens too. Like he's incredible what he does. And I hate having to, because I get it. You know, but there's certain lights or like a position that, because I'll start getting like a complaint or whatever, but I'll say, hey, can we move this light, or that's shining in somebody's eyes? It's just, and he's always so professional and kind. He's like, yeah, absolutely. Just tell me. It's such a pleasure to work with him.
And Mike, thank you for that comment too. Look at your crowd once in a while, not at your iPad or your guitar. Yeah, I agree. And I got nothing on people that have the iPads. Many of them think, oh, they've got to read every lyric. That's not necessarily why it's there. It's also running the in-ears and doing things like that. So
Billy's comment,
I'm
skull
trying to
t-shirt.
get there. How deep am I in comments here? Where are
Skull
we?
t-shirts, yeah. Only
Oh.
Rick Kern's allowed to wear skull t-shirts because he just wears them so well.
Rick Kern. He looks like a rock star. Always. Shane stays barefoot. What else we got? I missed a bunch of comments. I passed to get to Billy's. Let me back
Wearing
up.
a shirt or even shouting out a band is when they're in the same venues. I think it's nice. I love what Toys started with that whole band thing. And I just love our community because they really, God, they just all really support each other. And you always find the ones that don't, they find their, I agree, Shane. Oh my gosh. Find their way out.
Nope. That we should put that on a t-shirt. No pants are better than sweatpants. We should do that. Somebody's going to run with that idea and I'm going to lose $1 bazillion.
Keep your pants on when you're on the stage.
And Corona says their band wears matching shirts. It works. Yeah. I mean, it's all what you want to do. I think you just have to have a stage presence. You have to have something other than, like Kara said, you come on stage looking like you just drug yourself out of the couch and you haven't brushed your teeth today or anything. And
yeah,
the grungy grunge.
There's
grunge.
A local party band. I love them. They've played at the Bell and the Bear before it was the Bell and Bear, and they sometimes wear these red jumpsuits, caffeine, and I love them. I think they're fantastic. I think they're extremely underrated. And I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out, but I I love those funny red jumpsuits they wear. It works for them, and they always, for Halloween, always dress up and they always look to the nines.
Can I just mention Ed's comment here too? I think that's highly important for bands to take note of because Ed is one of those pros who, if he comes to your show, you want him to be there. Trust me. He got some pictures of Half-Life I know they love. And even though Ed was probably partying a little that night since it was his birthday, he took some great photos. And here he's given some advice. And I think that's highly important to everybody to read. It might just work because everybody likes the black. They like to wear black. I mean, I wear black t-shirts and shirts all the time. Makes me look slimmer than my fat ass really is. So that's just the way that works.
Ed was partying a lot.
I
didn't know black t-shirts was not a good thing. Mark Cooper wears women. Chad, I generally wear a 10-gallon cowboy hat, knee-striped socks, Scooby-Doo Speedo, flippers, and a snorkel.
Thanks, Cousin Eddie. We appreciate you. I'm trying to get to all the comments. We've got great comments. So we're talking about how bands can improve their image and get better gigs and all that. We've talked already about talent, marketing, genre, song selection, your look on stage. But there was a point that came up a minute ago. How about audience interaction and audience management and engagement? How about that? Let's talk about that for a minute. How do you get engaged with your audience? If you're a musician, give us some pointers on how aspiring musicians could get engaged with the audience. I'm not talking about marrying the floozy seat number 4 either. I'm talking about engaging the audience in your production. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it, Ceris. Yes.
Can you explain that to me? Sorry, what was...
You were eating, I know. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I had an interesting text message come through. And I don't know what the truth is behind it, so now I'm just worried. But no. What?
So the thing I'm saying is, how do you get your audience to interact with you? How do you engage with the crowd? And some bands just go up and play and never look up.
Oh.
And some bands get the crowd party. And I mean, I can use Miss Jackie as an example. She works the crowd like a champ. Okay. And she gets those people into her party. And that's why, and I mentioned them earlier, Naked Karate Girls, people call them, I've heard them called cheesy. I've heard this, I've heard that. Let me tell you, you go to one of their shows and you don't get engaged from the dance floor with their crowd and partying with what they want you to do and all that, you're dead. I mean, inside, you're dead inside. So, it's a matter of how can you work that audience, and we're looking for comments, and I'm trying to get to all of them there. Bob says they do the hairband thing with and wear authentic costumes, not cheap stuff from Amazon. Thank you. I wear cheap stuff from Amazon when I do things.
I wear cheap stuff from Amazon too, Bob.
That Arena Rock show is amazing. Yeah, I'm way behind. Let me catch up here to where we're at, and then we'll get to the other ones.
Mojo Rising is great for audience participation stuff. Yes, they really are.
Brandon Harvey, you are on a roll today, my friend. The audience is just an accessory for you. The energy feeds, your energy feeds off the audience. That's perfect.
Mark Feldman, talk to them on the mic and your breaks. Well, talk to them on the mic a little bit, not too much. Some people just talk.
Eye contact, Chad says. Okay, yeah. That's good. Megan goes out into the audience. I love it when a band goes mobile.
See, that's not my thing.
Oh, I do. I love a band that goes mobile. I'm the
only one. It's not my thing, though.
No. When a guitarist comes out in the audience and sits on somebody's lap and plays guitar, it's phenomenal. It really is. I think it is. And it makes that person's day. They're going to come back again.
No, I think it's
just,
yeah,
it's I know. But when a band or a singer goes mobile, it's good.
Just because I say that doesn't mean that people shouldn't do it. It's just, you know what I mean? Like,
well, you don't like being touched either.
I don't like being touched.
Or you don't have a mic shoved in your face. I've known that. How many times have we been on stage together? Yeah. I try to get you to talk.
I hide. I hide. So for me, it's not a thing. But for the people coming to my customers, it's definitely a good thing.
Cool. And participate in what the bar's doing too. I mean, if you're doing a glow party, participate in it as a band. If they're doing a whiteout thing or something, you're playing an event. I've done so many events with the whiteout where everybody wears white. Dress that way too. Be part of the image that's going on for that night. Pink ribbon, good. They're having parties. If you're doing something for them, wear pink. Wear a pink shirt. Hell, Bruce from Don't Tell Steve wears a pink suit that looks like he's been poured in a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. But it works. It does. Yes. Benny wears black to be blacked out. I like it. Shane says eye contact movement. Yeah. And if you look out there and you see somebody in the front row digging you and they're loving what you're doing, your energy level has to go up. I mean, that's an adrenaline rush. Shane's
stage presence, and this is not a dig, but you could tell that it was a little bit more stiff in the beginning. Maybe it was nerves. I don't know. I never want to assume. And then he completely loosened up. I'm assuming when he realized how freaking good how much everybody loved them. He felt it. And I think the musicians on stage that's why I always say when people are like, when should we start? I was like, when the vibe is right. Because if the vibe is right out in the room, then it will help you feel more comfortable on stage, in my opinion.
Thank you, Bob. I mean? Ooze confidence, Bob says. Yes. Walk the walk. Talk the talk. Yes. And there's a lot of people say they go mobile, so that's interesting. And yeah. Mike, that's interesting too. And Bonnie, I know you love the glam bands. We have spent a lot of time together, and I know you love those glam band songs. Yes. Feed off each other. The band, too, has to act like they like each other. Don't you think, Ceris?
Absolutely. And you can tell when you don't.
You can cut the tension with a knife.
Oh, my gosh. You can totally tell.
Yes, I agree. And Nicole says, crowd management is great. Just don't monologue too long. Exactly.
Yeah.
I love a storyteller. I do, but short and to the point, man. I wrote this song one day on the road when my wife left me, my dog left town, and I drank too much and move on, from that. And then it's always some sad song. Yes. What else we got here? Let's look at some of the comments here. We're trying to find out about audience interaction and management of the audience. How do you do that? How do you bring them to the fever pitch and not kill the mood too? That's the other thing. Get them up there. I love people that want to party on stage. That's why I love Miss Jackie, man. And I will tell you, we were talking about Shane and how he loosened up. I thought the same thing the first time I saw Half-Life. But I will also say that that's a band that builds the energy as they go. They kind of build up, and then by the end of the night, it's a fever pitch. When he's with Until Rust, it's a totally different gig for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting on a bar stool, he's playing a guitar, he's singing these soulful songs. I don't think you have to be up there dancing around. You know, I mean, it speaks through the music. So it's a whole different gig. What do we got? Choose a platform to lead on when you're on stage.
I mean, listen, it's for me, it's the personal thing. I do not like being in the spotlight, believe it or not. So when I'm at like my bar, I hide in the back and I watch because I like to watch. I like to watch people have fun and what is working on stage. I'm paying attention to what is working and what isn't working, and all of that. So I just don't like people coming up to me, but I get it. And I like it that they're going out in the audience because I'm not dumb. I can see how much the audience likes it. They love it.
You're going to be in the spotlight Sunday, whether you like it or not.
I
Just
know.
be ready. Prepare, my dear.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be in the spotlight also on Thursday because we're going on WLWT. And we have a segment with Ceris. And I'm going to.
How cool is that?
Yeah. Huh?
How cool is that?
I know. It's very cool. And I'm going with Kathy. And I've already told Kathy I'm going to like black out. Like I'm just going to sit there like. So she's going to have to do all the talking.
You know, TV puts 30 pounds on you.
You shut.
Just saying that to get you all antsy. But no, you'll do fine. It'll be great. And that's great publicity too. That's wonderful. How about that? And Greg, yeah. I want to know something. I got Greg's comment up here. You're one of the greatest bass players I know. Why would you ever have to look at your instrument? Tell me why you look at your instrument. Because you look at it like you're a novice bass player looking to hit the right note. You can't be. Yes.
Greg is not just a good bass player. He's an even better human. I enjoy dealing with Greg.
Greg is a wonderful ambassador for his band and the music community. So thank you, Greg. And Jim says it's best to be real and honest if the band generally having a good time. And Jim, your band, Ladder always has fun. When you yell green light and everybody drinks, it's fun.
That's fun. You're really good at that. That's you. I mean, you guys blew. I still have people asking when you're going to come back. So
look at Chad's comment. Turn it up, break shit, film it. Don't do it at the bell. I love it. Yes, Casey does work the crowd, and he worries me when he gets up on top of tables. Sometimes he's going to fall off and face plant. So that worries me.
I am. So you got to watch the news, I guess, on Thursday because I'll be
Thursday.
On TV.
Is that a noon show?
No, I know because we're filming at 4.
Oh, so you're actually cutting it early, and then they're going to put it on the news. Maybe they do a 4 o'clock news. I don't know. I love Cherie though. She's one of the best journalists in the entire tri-state.
Well, she comes to the Bells. Her and Mike Dartis come to the Bell quite a bit. They started and they love it. And my God, they are nice people. My goodness, they are nice people. So I love it.
That's not Brandon. That's not the Ceris Secret Service. That's just Mart. he's her bodyguard.
That's just my best bud.
And her driver and anything else he needs to be.
He knows how uncomfortable I am when people. So I'm like, what do I do with my hands?
That's funny. We love Mart. He's another Jim at the Bell, literally. I mean, just a wonderful person that hangs out there. I'd hang out with he and Erica any day of the week.
Oh, and,
yeah. I got to get to some more comments here, guys, and then we're going to have to run
so many comments. I love it.
I love everybody chiming in today. And we didn't even get through everything, but the last thing we were going to talk about was like flow of the show. And I think we cover that with audience interaction a little bit, and flow meaning don't bring them out on the dance floor. The crowd's going crazy. And all right, now here's a song I wrote about my dead sister and some slow song. I mean, that just kills it.
That's not a flow. That's a fucking crash. Okay.
That's a wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh yeah. It's terrible. It's terrible. Let's see. Yes. Talking more about $5 wigs. Yes. I agree. Well, $5 from Temu. You get your costumes from Temu. And by the way, I can attest to this because I've tried to pick up a few of my little crazy shirts I wear at my events. And when you buy your size on Temu, it must fit a small little Oriental dude somewhere that's making this shit. So I'll just say that it does not fit. Order big or go home. Yes. Take our own sound guy. All right. And what's Shane got to say here?
Man, if your sound guy is easy to work with, it's great to bring them.
Shane DeMoss, I could have told you weeks ago you'd kill it there. Ain't no reason to be nervous.
We all knew he was going to kill it there.
And you made some really good music connections that night. That's one thing about the Bell. It's not just the Bell. There's people there who run other venues. There's people there who have influence over other venues. You made good connections that night. And that's what I love about the Bell and the Bear. That's why I tell everybody, you got to go at least once. Go see it. Even if it's not your thing, go see it. It's a different place. All right, what do we got here? All right, I'm getting there. Get them singing with you. I love sing-alongs. I do. And you could take a song that's overplayed that way and get people to sing along to it in the audience, and it doesn't sound like it's so overplayed.
Look at Dewey Cole. He said, it was awesome seeing so many RSVPs for Half-Life at Fretboard and the Pirates Den on Saturday morning. LOL. Yeah, that's how many people, made a lot of new fans.
All right, I'm rolling through some of this. Greg says he's socially awkward. Greg Skinner, give it up. Yes. A table crash when Casey's up. Yeah, when he gets up there, you guys going to be off for a while after he falls and breaks his face. What's this one? I didn't see. This is huge. Typically only those who are friends are in the band, but they're not. Yeah, it changes from band to band. It does.
Song they're doing, do the thing. Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. And some bands just all they have to do is turn on the PA and they're like the audience is into them. It's weird.
That's
weird. And Bonnie says she does love glam bands. Yes.
And that's the thing. A lot of people love.
That's my wheelhouse. I mean,
yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
I would go to, I go to Sweet Sister Mercy shows. I go to that Arena Rock shows. I love that era of music. And one band I still haven't seen, I've got to see, is Under the Sun. I have never seen Under the Sun. It's never worked out for me. I've always had something booked or scheduled. It just, I've got to get there to see them because I hear great things about that band.
They are spectacular at what they do. There is no doubt about that.
Brandon, I could spend the night looking up at the bells saying, I had that album. I had that album. That album I played when I DJ'd this club and that club. Yeah, man. That's the cool part about it.
That's one of the things that I was thinking about when I was designing it, decorating it. I was like, there needs to be focal points, because I hate going into somewhere and all I'm looking at is a white or cement wall and there's just no story or there's nothing to pull me in or, there's no character in it. And
it's like breweries today. I love the breweries and stuff. I mean, I go there. I love to taste their beers and those kind of things, but
I know
it's so industrial to me. And I'm not, that's like going to an old goth club years ago when you had to wear black eyeliner around your face and all that.
It's not my thing. I wish obviously they do very, very well, but it's just not my thing. But yeah, I had the albums because I was like, the music leads, if it's like it leads to the stage to where the music happens. And I was like, I'm going to line that whole ceiling.
Thanks, Shane. I should probably take pain meds more often. Probably make me a nicer guy. But all right, we got to get rolling through here. We've been on a long time, Ceris. We're about 45 minutes in. That's much longer than we usually do.
Well, we had lots to talk about.
We did. This is good to end up with this today. But tomorrow you're going to join me at noon. We're going to talk about a lot of other fun stuff.
Yes. Join us at noon. We'll have an announcement. Kathy and I will be on discussing women who rock. Britt Lightning and Tommy were supposed to be on, but they have to be in the studio. They were trying to figure out ways to come. So, but we do have an announcement.
There. And what a lineup you have. We're going to mention the lineup tomorrow. I'll sneak peek it right here. Boom. Lineup. Go look at it on Facebook. But there's a hell of a lineup of some of the areas, the tri-state and beyond's best musicians.
Yeah, we've got one more to add.
Which is the announcement tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are we going to sneak peek that? Well, you're going to do that tomorrow on our show, and then you'll do it on the TV show too, right?
What do you mean?
Or the news?
No, we're gonna break it on. We're gonna say it tomorrow.
We're breaking it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you, I cannot wait for this event on Sunday. I am going to be, if I have to be wheeled in a wheelchair, I'm doing this event with you because it's my favorite event of the year.
Thank you. I can't wait. And also with this last edition,
and I don't just say that because you're here.
No, I know. I'm a fan of almost every single thing that this last edition does. And I'm just like, holy shit. But
look at that picture from last year.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that cute? Britt will be there this year.
She will.
And we love Britt Lightning. Britt Lightning.
Saturday.
She's not only pretty, she's a wonderful person as well.
She is incredible. Yeah.
Yes. And CFG and the family opening that one up tomorrow. Right? The show. Yes. Yeah, they're doing like the intro stuff.
CFG and the family is going to open the show on Sunday.
That wasn't the big announcement. I know.
No, that wasn't. No, that wasn't the big, but it is a good announcement, Yeah. They're going to open the show around 2:30. So that way, when people coming in, they've got something incredible to listen to.
Okay.
As we all know how much I love CFG and the family.
Ed's going to be there. I can't wait to see you, Ed.
Yeah.
That's always fun. That's my family there. I love being with you guys, and it's going to be so much fun. I haven't been able in the last few months to get down there like I'd like to, and I'm looking so forward to Sunday, man. It's just going to be a blast. And come give some money, guys.
Yeah.
Get us over. I know I sound like a telethon here, but get us over the top. Bring us some money. It's all being matched by Brian and Kelly Peters, who are the most sincere, wonderful human beings on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
For what they do. And I just can't wait to be there. Rachel's going to be there. I like that idea. All right.
The doors open at, we open at 12, but the doors, for the event, like around 1, come whenever. We open at 12, but the music will start around 2:30.
And it's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing you Sunday, but I'll see you tomorrow at noon here live with what we call Wednesday with the band, but it's going to be Wednesday with the event tomorrow as we talk about the Women Helping Women event at the Bell and the Bear happening on Sunday. So join us, guys. Kathy Laverde will be here too. Yeah. Haven't seen her smiling face in a while. Love to see her. What else you got? Anything else?
No.
You got anything this week you want to mention before we go?
Well, we have actually an incredible week. We have Cinco tonight, which is awesome with our PB&J Tuesdays, which is $2 PBRs, $3 Jamesons. Wednesday, we got free pool. Thursday, we jam. Friday, Mojo Rising takes the stage. My God, if you guys haven't seen Mojo Rising, they are a crowd pleaser. They are just great at what they do. Saturday, Under the Sun is playing, and who doesn't love Under the Sun? They're just amazing. And then, of course, Sunday, Women Helping Women. Women who rock for women who work.
There we go. And unfortunately, all my gigs are not my gigs this week. We've got replacements for that due to my injury, but I'll be there on Sunday, guaranteed.
Are you not doing your shows this week then?
I am not. I have a replacement tonight and tomorrow night for my shows. I'm not allowed to lift anything. So I don't have to lift anything Sunday, so I should be good. I'm not on the load-in crew unless you put me there. So I should be all right on Sunday. But when I do my own gigs, I have to load them big-ass heavy speakers in and drop them on stands. And
I can't lift anything either because of my back, so you and I will just be crawling everywhere.
Well, we'll have to crawl and carry each other, literally. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. It's been a great show, and thank you for all the interaction. We appreciate you all. Anything else, Ceris, before we hit the button?
Have an awesome week, everybody. Do good. Bye.
Get out and support live local music and the bands and venues that bring it to you each week. It's important, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
On the weekend, and I want to show. I flip on.